Well, Uncle Pete sent me a message this morning.
Oh, nice.
Happy birthday message. As for lunch, I am having your Burger King. But we went to. I also had. I had a little bit of sushi. Eric had a little bit more sushi than I did.
Sushi's okay in UAE, but it's obviously much better here, so I got my fill of it today before I fly out tomorrow. And he's want to try out the Burger King just around nearby his place. So.
Yeah. Also, for me, sushi's a very post-trip sushi. I've become somewhat of a sushi snob. So unless I want to spend like a lot of money eating good sushi, it's hard for me to. That place is actually not bad for. I mean, what's homie's favorite sushi? I'm a slut for eel. You're definitely. If eel's your favorite, I mean eel's one of my favorites, but it's kind of a dirty sushi. What's your favorite one?
I definitely prefer more of like the simple stuff, like especially in US, UAE, you get all these like volcano stuff, and they have like, it's too much. So I just want basic tuna, salmon. I've tried. I was like, he gave me some eel. Eel was good. I did like the eel. But yeah, just like minimalistic, like.
I think next time I need to take you
sauce,
to the countryside and go where like you get sea urchin from the shell.
Oh yeah.
I think you just eat, like they crack it open, you just eat it with a spoon. Like it's incredible. Crunchy shrimp roll is my go-to. Crunchy shrimp roll. Yeah, since I've been in Japan, I don't think I've had any of the shrimp rolls, or I mean, any of the rolls actually. The actual
most of ours.
It's just the rice and the
and
the sashimi. Or it's nigiri style, but. Oh, now we're getting it.
I was doing the. Yeah, we're trying to adjust the.
I wonder if I can adjust the white balance. Made it worse. Nope, I don't want that. Exposure, that might help us. Now it's okay. I think what happens, I think the light catches your shirt at a certain angle, and then it causes the camera to go crazy. What time does your flight leave tomorrow morning? 10?
10:05, yeah. Let me double check that, because I think my flight to Dubai the same thing happened coming out here. Like my flight to Dubai was like adjusted in like 20 minutes. Like it's not a big deal. Let's see. Yeah, my connecting flight is now 10 minutes earlier, but it's still 2.5. So it's 2 hour and 45 minute layover instead of 2 hour and 55 minute layover. So. Yeah.
When you're laying over in Hong Kong again?
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm not sure it's the path you're going. They're saying it's going to take 9 hours to get back from Hong Kong to Dubai, where it's only like 7.5 going to there.
Interesting. Rotation of the Earth. Yeah.
True, yeah, and even the same with here is like Hong Kong, it's going to say 4:45 instead of like 3.5. So losing an hour
today, my umbrella got stolen. Yeah. First time in 9 years. This is the first time it's happened to me.
Really?
Yeah. When we were at the sushi place. And I couldn't grab one. There was one that kind of looked similar, but not, like it looked very wet. So I'm like, dude, he's going to be pissed. Like, think it was intentional. I don't know. That's why I don't usually like having the clear umbrellas because they're most likely to get stolen. If you have like especially if you have a special color like a blue, a green, something like that, it'll never get stolen. What's up, Liz? What's up, TJ? What was your brother's highlight of the trip?
I did like that walk along from Oi to the Beppu. That was cool.
Oi to the Beppu.
Where I can actually walk it out, like.
Bob Veneno says, "Hi, Sensei Marshall. I'd like to thank your brother for contributing to the stream's content, providing us with great adventures and stories during his time on stream."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for me, it's always weird. It's not weird. I mean, and a lot of people are capable.
Well, it's
of doing
difficult
that.
to.
Yeah, for some reason, I think some people can do highlight reels like with like this. For me, it's more like the whole thing. So trying to narrow it down to a few moments is kind of hard.
When we were in Beppu at the game bar, the guy kept asking, "Where was your favorite place of your trip?" And I was like,
Yeah.
like, what's good here is not good here, and like,
Yeah. I think for a weekend trip, it's easier for me to do that. Like if I think of there's time, like if I go like a short 2-3 day trip, like I think anytime it's longer than a week, it's hard to like pinpoint.
That's how much the Switch 2 and games will cost. I read somewhere games are going to cost like $90. I don't know if that was a meme or if that was for real. If it's for real, Nintendo's lost their damn mind.
Yeah.
$90 is.
Well, I mean, I'm
no
sure
one's going to be able to afford it over here.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was shot down immediately. But like, I saw some article, and I'm sure it was all hearsay that with like Rockstar, like how much time was putting into GTA 6. Some exact
pay by hour.
Like, pay by the hour. I was
Yeah.
like, good luck.
Oh, a meme. Well, admittedly, I haven't been on my PC very much because Eric's sleeping in my PC room. So PC is where I get all my news from. I try not to look at news on my phone very much because it's like. No, physical games are US, 90 US. My Switch itself was $450. That's crazy. $90 for a game. I don't know if there's any game I would pay. Especially not for an unknown game. Right, they're like, yeah. Red Dead 2 is $90, and I'm like, well, I don't want to pay $90, but like, okay. DC, hello, hello. What was that third roll from your IG? Salmon, tuna, something else. If it's my Instagram, it's probably salmon, tuna, eel. Those are the ones I ate this morning. Yeah, I don't know what Nintendo's thinking. I saw that they rolled out GameCube Direct or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's maybe, I guess, but 24% tariffs on Japan. I don't think anime figures are going to get hit by that. I think he's talking about automotive and electronics. I'd have to look at the list. If it's really 24%, then Japan's fucked so hard. Because Japan can't really do anything to counter that. They don't import enough stuff from the US to like offset a 24% tariff.
Yeah.
What's up, Nate? you doing? This is my brother. No. He ate a bunch of sushi.
Yeah.
I had some sushi, but I have to be in a very specific mood to be in sushi mood. No. He ate a bunch of sushi. I had like 3 or 4 plates of sushi, and then he had like
12, 15, like
Yeah.
it was a lot.
I want to come back through here and actually YBK. This one opened up in my neighborhood a couple weeks ago, maybe. So I was like, I want to go check it out and see the layout and stuff like that. Voxwell, I was gonna mention that. Yeah, Japan, Korea, and China were gonna work together to draft up a response. Yeah, I saw that like when. There was a meme and it was something like, when you fail so hard that 3 sworn enemies band together to like fight you. McDonald's, Burger King, the same as US? Generally speaking, yeah. I haven't seen you guys since Beppu would eventually be gone. Just around Tokyo. I took him to meet Dave, Woodblock Friend Dave, on Monday. And then we went to a baseball game Wednesday, last night. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, because I haven't even been to a baseball game in the well, I've been back to the US in a while, but like my last.
Probably went to the Royals in like
I went to the Royals
2010
like, a
or
long
whatever.
time ago when the tickets were like $9 and they were terrible. I see a bunch of guys playing crickets in like parking lots in the UAE, but I don't know. Cricket to me does not make any sense. I know there's like a short version of the game that's like manageable, but the long version goes on for like 3 business days.
Baseball sounds expensive. No, tickets were like $20
It's actually
or like
pretty, it's affordable. Yeah, so like
Or
I mean,
less
to be like you can like get nicer seats, but no, it's actually pretty affordable. Seems like there's a lot of people that go like often. They have like the jerseys, the hats, like the umbrellas. Like every home run or the 7th inning, they have like these not like a regular umbrellas, but they have like
little
specific
small umbrella.
little Swallows team name is Swallows umbrellas, and they always like do this whole thing and like both. The home and away team have like a band, like a marching band. Like they didn't do full on marching stuff, but it felt like a college American football experience.
No. A friend of mine sent a pic from McDonald's breakfast. He was like everything in it was $4 US with like all real food, real eggs. Yeah, they do a lot better here with that stuff. Yeah, your friend never reached out, and I didn't reach out to him. They both followed me, your friend and your friend's significant other. And I was like, do I reach out? Do I just wait? I don't know, like. I don't know this etiquette. Because then if I reach out, I'm like, hey, Nate told me that you're in Tokyo. And now it's a whole thing because it's... Baseball in Japan a lot more friendly? Yeah. And Tuesday, we got into karaoke Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
We went down to Champions. Champions was relatively full. Exclusively tourists, 100% tourists. There were no Japanese people there. So
and it was like karaoke was always hit and miss. Like everyone's, it's welcome for all abilities, but it
who
was like
was that one guy doing?
consistently-
Oh, Old Town Road. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like,
Yeah, some guy was doing Old Town Road, and there it goes. And not even close. Like I think that's why like he wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Like he was off time. Not like pitch was bad. I mean, just off time.
Because like his excitement level was like it was his favorite song. His
Yeah.
performance was like he had never.
I had never heard
performance
it before,
Like, yeah, so
yeah.
it was like it's an interesting combo there.
We still need to reach out to Token. Token's in town somewhere. I need to message him on Instagram. What is Brother Martian's favorite part of this iteration of the Japan trip? He said he really liked walking from Oita to Beppu.
Yeah. Like if the weather hadn't been so, it's been really rainy.
Yeah.
Last few days, and I am not a fan of the rain. We still went out like collected umbrellas and stuff like that, but it'd be nice to go out and about and do that more often because it's not really something. UAE is not a walkable country. Even in the winter when the weather's nicer, it's still like the cities can be there's like walkable neighborhoods, but then even that like even you want to go like the east or the south part of Abu Dhabi to the north part, like they're gonna be along it's like highways stuff like that. So it's not even like sidewalks like that. It's like only for cars.
I had to walk on a lot of stuff like that. My feeling is, I imagine drivers there don't give a shit about walkers. Because
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They're so rare. Like yeah, they wouldn't consider it. And like I also don't know. Like I haven't seen any signs that say not to walk on those highways, but like I feel like that could be an easy thing to get a ticket for. Like and there they hand tickets out like candy. So
I only spoke with a police officer once my entire trip, and I was like way deep in a village, and I was leaving the village to like go to another village, and he's like, "Hey, where you headed?" He's like, "I'm going this next village." He's like, "It's like 8 kilometers," and I was like, "Yeah, you walking?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been walking since Kagoshima," and he's like, "All right, man, stay safe. You got water?" I was like, "Got water." I was like, "See ya."
yeah,
That's it. Like there wasn't. It was more like he was questioning me, but not like, "What are you doing here?" Like he was very like when I told him, he's like, "Oh, okay." Like, be safe. Like. But I think Eric had fun in Miyazaki and Oita.
yeah.
He went out because Miyazaki. I was not feeling well, so we did like an hour and a half karaoke at Swing Beat, and then I went back to the hotel because I had a couple of classes, I think, and then I wasn't feeling well. And I had one class. I had one class Wednesday night. Then he went out, made a couple friends, or, like acquaintances. And then Thursday I had a bunch of classes, and he went out in Oita and had a good time. I thought this was gonna fall for a second. What's his favorite beer? That's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
I feel like you have to go country by country for that question. Ichiban, oh, Japanese beer?
Oh, Japanese beer. I think I'm just more partial to Asahi because I do get that in the UAE as well sometimes too. So that has made it. I mean, you can find like bottles of like Ichiban and stuff like that, but I'd say Asahi's like on draft is what I've been able to find in UAE. And I'll have that just when I'm regular, even if I'm not in the mood to talk about Japan stuff or sushi. Like sometimes it's just a good beer, so I'll have that. As far as like regular beer, it's kind of hard. Yeah, because it depends on like sometimes I'm in the mood just to like chill and drink Bud Light. And other times like a craft beer, like a stout or every now and then I go through like a sour phase. I can only have like 1 or 2 sour beers where I feel like I can't have like 6 of them. Like, yeah.
opinion invalid because of Asahi. No, his opinion's fine because again, that's what he gets. Like getting draft beer. If you can only get Asahi, then you're gonna get used to Asahi.
Yeah. But definitely welcome to disagree. So.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, Cider Venus is a little rascal. Doesn't really matter. There we go. That's the correct answer. I got into a fight with a guy. He was very high up in Suntory, and he's only drank Suntory beverages for the last 20 years. This includes bottled water. So like, I remember one time I got there early. At the station they were handing out free bottles of water. Mm-hmm. Anyone needs bottled water. Yeah. And so I put it on the desk. I go to the bathroom and come back. And he goes, Jason-san, why do you have Kirin water bottle? Because I guess this guy was so particular that the company I worked for, now all water bottles we had were from Suntory. Mm-hmm. So he saw my not Suntory water bottle there.
Are they like a sponsor, or like what's the deal?
I'm not quite a sponsor, but like there's some sort of contract there.
Okay.
And he's like, why are you drinking Kirin water? And I was like, they handed it out free at the station. He's like, yeah, I saw that too, but I didn't get it. And I was like, cool, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thirsty. Like, and we talked about it. I was like, I bet if I blindfolded you, you couldn't tell me the difference of beers.
I was just saying, like,
and
it's
he's
so
like,
funny to like swap the label and like.
And he's like, you know, I couldn't tell the other ones, but I could tell you which one is Suntory. And I was like, and then we wanted to have a drinking party, and he's like, I'll make this is like a vice president of some, like he's got like 1,000 people under him. He's like, oh, I'll make the reservation for this 6-person party. And I'm like, he's like, it has to be Suntory. And I'm just like, dog, what happens when you retire? Like, when company loyalty goes too far.
Yeah. Yeah, like the amount of free stuff I'd have to get from a company, like consistently forever, to have that loyalty is like insane. Like they'd have to stock my fridge every day. And if I miss a day, I'd be like, ah, no, you lost it. I don't care anymore.
You had your chance. Chat, you've been good this week, so we'll go get ice cream. Do game shows still win a lifetime supply of? I don't know anymore. I know my grandma won. Did you know that she won like a lifetime supply of Diet Coke way back in the day? Mm-hmm. But it was like X number of.
Yeah, it's like
one case per month or something.
Yeah, there's always like, I mean, I think when the idea first started, it was probably a lot more relaxed. But I think over the years it turned into well, a lifetime supply means 24 cans per month for 30 years, and if you look past that, like lifetime means is very vague.
I don't know what I would do if like you can get a lump sum of 20,000 cola cans, or we ship them to your house for the next. I read it was a Reddit post, and I'm sure the thing I hate about Reddit recently is like I don't know. I've stopped looking at Reddit completely because I'm convinced that almost all posts are by bots, like to engage interaction, and especially on some of the more like controversial ones, like One of my guilty pleasures is Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, I feel like some people at this point are just like putting in the chat, it's like, ChatGPT, write me up a engaging post for Am I the Asshole, so we'll get like karma. Like.
Any souvenirs? How many Gundam and any? No, Eric's not a big anime guy. He's not like opposed to it. He's just not like.
Yeah, just kind of a few here and there, but.
I thought about trying to get him to watch Sakamoto Days or Don when we were here, but we watched. What did we watch? Like Adolescence.
Oh yeah.
The Stephen Graham thing. Dojin. I don't think he's reading any Dojins. But. I forgot what we were talking about before that.
Like anime stuff, souvenirs.
Before that. Anyway. Lifetime supply. Coke Zero. Nah, not that
lifetime supply stuff. Like if you lump sum versus.
Oh, yeah, anyway, so Am I the Asshole? That's right.
Oh, Am I the Asshole, yeah.
So one of the things was like this guy who was like, I forget, he was like 55 or something, bought a lottery ticket, hadn't written his name on it, and the lottery ticket was like, it was something crazy like $10,000 a day until you die type of thing, or like, I mean, that's how it was. And so the dad, the guy who had the ticket, he's like, okay, I'm 55, 60, whatever. I've got 20 years, you know, maybe whatever, you know. I'll give it to my son who's like 25, and then we'll split it half. So it's in my son's name. I get 5,000 a day. Son gets 5,000 a day, and then when I die, he gets 100%. And the son's like, nah, why would I give you half of? Like the son was trying to like talk down the dad to like only getting two. He's like, you don't need 5,000 a day, and the dad's like, you get nothing a day, or you get 5,000 a day, which is still like $1.6 million a year or whatever, and you're just like. Anyway, so it ended up that the guy took the lump sum and then invested it in some other stuff, so his son could have some, but like his son took like just greedy for no reason. Like
I need to find this stuff. I mean, this was done back, let's say, early 2010s when I read it, so it could be, I don't know when the actual study was done. And the numbers aren't, but basically, people were given the option: would you rather make? So if your salary is $50,000, would you rather stay at $50,000, but know that all your coworkers make $25,000, or you can get a $25,000 raise a year, make $75,000, but then all your other coworkers make $100,000, and like the number of people who chose to stay and not get a raise was an absurd.
Yeah. No way that's real. Foxwell, no. That's what I thought too with the Reddit story.
The Reddit story is probably not real.
But I could tell, like, the guy who was writing it was definitely an old guy. But like, and there are people like that. Like, I mean, like,
thing is like you say it's not real, but there are some terrible people out there.
Terrible people, and there's also some terribly stupid people out there. Like, I mean, we can't wrap our head around it because, like, dude, if someone's like, hey, we'll give you $100 a day, okay, like, that's $36,000 a year, right? Yeah, like we'll give you $100 a day to exist. Yeah, 36.5 is
fine. Yeah.
I mean, it's not livable everywhere, but it'll damn sure get you pretty far. You know, like. All right, chat. Let's go get some ice cream. You go to the restroom or something before we leave? There's not really one. I mean, there's kind of one at the ice cream shop, but there's not really. We gotta like go downstairs and stuff, and it's a whole thing. We also gotta buy an umbrella because someone stole my umbrella. Ice cream. What's up, Jonine? Hope you're doing well. The blue one, yep, the blue one. I'm glad we were on the Yakult side last night. I wore this jacket and we like kind of blended in. Yeah, we don't go to the blue one very often. They stole a non-clear plastic umbrella. No, it was a plastic umbrella. It was a clear one. It was the one time, too, I put it up front. I knew, as soon as I put it up front, I was like, I bet that gets stolen. Because normally I tuck it in the back. It's okay. 9 years. 9 years, no stolen umbrellas. Eric was like, you should just take that one that looks kind of like yours, but isn't yours. I was like, no, I'll know, and I'll feel bad. This is a shutter speed thing. Yep, doing okay. How have Adventures of Robin? It's been good. That's why I haven't been streaming very much. I mean, like, we've still been streaming a fair amount, but gonna try to really rip into it the next couple of months, couple of weeks. Those clear plastic. I know that's why I started buying plastic ones for stream. You guys are at fault because I used to just use Grandpa's. I tell you what, Grandpa came a lot of years ago, and he had all this stuff from his cruise line. It's like a little umbrella, a little bag, and he's like, here you go, I got you some stuff. I was like, Grandpa, you just don't want this stuff. And he's like, that doesn't matter. I was like, no, it fucking does, Grandpa. Cheap ass. I love my grandpa. He's a good dude. Well, he's good to me. I guess I'll quickly run to the bathroom too. Here, you can have this so I don't hear tinkle sound.
What do we got going on? Oh, ad break. Spill the beans. I don't know what beans there are to spill. Yeah, not a lot of drama or anything to go over. I guess we could have a moral, ethical discussion. I said Jason should just pick another clear umbrella because ultimately there's a net +1 clear umbrellas in that. But he's saying, well, then it's going to be someone else's. I'm like, yeah, but then someone, as long as that keeps going. But then he's like, well, it's not my umbrella. So I'm like, okay. So what would you do if you were in that situation? There were other umbrellas in there. There's like 7 umbrellas. There's like 6 people left in the restaurant. You're like, okay, there's going to be an extra one. Do you take an umbrella like I would have? Or would you have been like Sensei and said, nope, it's not my umbrella. I'm walking around without it. I'm curious how the chat would go with him or me. The ad break is finishing. Yeah, just like the stock market, there's always someone at the end of the line with no umbrella. Yeah. That would, let's see here. I would have absolutely snatched an umbrella that was similar to mine. Okay. Willard, hopefully you've had a good time. Your skin probably So, despite it being a desert, it is actually surprisingly humid in the UAE as well. It hasn't been as much during the winter time, but in summer, because
growing up in the U.S., I always thought like places like Arizona, stuff like that. It's like, oh well, it's a desert, it's hot, but it's a dry heat. The terrible thing about the UAE in the summer is that it's hot and humid. So it's 45 plus Celsius, and it's like 75-80% humidity. So it's all bad. Which is why, as a teacher, I get out of the summer, or I get out of the UAE in the summer. And if I can, probably causing a lot of noise there.
What happened to Snatch Work? Probably a good time. Waste the humidity, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I present the morally, ethically, view, since you said, oh, it's not my umbrella, I'm not taking it. I was like, I would absolutely, and so did Karen there. Something, yeah, it's like,
I think if there were a ton more umbrellas, I would have thought about it, but it was very close to exact numbers, and I was like, well. Yeah, I mean, if there were 20 umbrellas and 10 people, I'll probably take one, but. I think I can go that way. All right. Let's get that cream. Can I say that? We do also need to get an additional umbrella. They stole my good umbrella too. I have a few umbrellas at the house, and they nabbed a good one. Luckily there's a Lawson right over here. I think we'll be able to grab one real quick. I guess we don't really even need one. Let's try to run from one air conditioned building to the other. Actually, you know what? I think we could probably go without for now. At least until the after the ice cream shop. Because we can get all the way to the Blue Seal almost without it. Chat, the mustache is coming off pretty soon too. Saving for a rainy day really helps you when you need an umbrella, huh? What will you twirl then? My skin. I'll just twirl my skin. I actually don't twirl my mustache that often. Because once I've got it twirled once, takes 2 turns and then we're in cowboy mode. No, I think what I'm gonna do, because I hate having baby face. I hate being fully shaved, particularly whenever I'm overweight like I currently am. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shave every day, or almost every day, until I lose 32 pounds. And then after I lose 32 pounds, I can grow facial hair again. And then I can grow facial hair as long as I want. Or I guess what I could do is shave every day until I lose 32 pounds, and then I can't shave until I finish out 32 kilograms. That'd be pretty fun. Also, like I was saying, I think we're gonna have to think of some things that are not base 32 for the 32 labors. But we do have quite a few. We do have quite a few things that are base 32. Make a way for you to keep the beard? No. I mean, it allows me to, because it's going to take me a long time to round out the last 16 kilos or 7, or however many that is. So I'll have it, it'll be quite long. I think the longest I've grown it in recent years has been 73 days. What is that, 2.5 months? It'll take me more than 2.5 months to round out the other however much, because what is 32 pounds is like 14 kilograms, so I'd still need to lose an additional 18. And the first 14 is gonna come off way easier than the last 18. Could do 8 things 4 different times. Well, we were talking about that too. Like some things, you know, what is interesting enough, what is compelling enough, what do people want to see, type of thing. Because like 32 chicken McNuggets, probably easy. 32 donuts, probably diabetes. "32 scoops of ice cream," same thing. "32 different origami." That's not a bad idea. Problem is, I'll never retain any of that. Oh, so walking to 32 different train stations? Yep. That's kind of, I've thought about, because I think we're going to do 32 different neighborhoods. Which would be 32 different train stations in Tokyo. No worries. I mean, I'm sure a couple of them would probably stick. It's just finding out. I think I've been here before, possibly. This is Ebisu Garden Palace. Or Ebisu Garden Place, I guess. Not Garden Palace, Garden Place. We took the back exit because we didn't want to. Sit right here. You can go ahead and go look at the menu right there. All right, chat with BRB. It's pretty easy to get in Abu Dhabi. I wouldn't say easy, but among easy. I usually get this one, no, and then whatever else you get. I usually get a regular double. But it's a TI paper cone because I can't eat it fast enough to. So yeah, I usually get this and this, but oh, they got rid of this one down here. Used to be good too, but I recommend this one for sure. Whatever else you get is funny. はい、店内でレギュラーダブル、ヴァニラクッキーと塩チンスコお願いします。カップお願いします。もう上のスクープでチンスコできますか？バニラクッキー。はい、お願いします。And what do you want?
I'll just do regular double. Paper cup with Okinawa soft cookie and mint chocolate.
Do you want
This cup.
チンスコ上、はい、お願いします。はい、お願いします。
ではダブルのカップ2点で1480円です。ダブルカップ2個でもう一つはミントケーキ5000円
はいお願いします。
1000、2000、3000円と520円のお返しです。
はい、ありがとうございます。
モニター下からお出しします。
I guess we could sit up there too. Just point it out the side. How the they asked, was your brother craving pork when he arrived in Japan, or is it easy to, and I said it's kind of easy, but not like easy.
Yeah, it's more so the expense, and so yeah, I've definitely been trying to eat pork here and there when I can, like ramen and things like that. Make sure I get the pork option since I've been over here. That's really nice. Yeah, this part, yes, this thing is like, so you can still find it at stores, but it is more expensive, and you do have to go to the back section, and then I mentioned it, but yeah, at restaurants you have a separate kitchen for it. So if you're going out to eat, it can be harder to find and more expensive because they're having to offset the cost of 2 kitchens basically. But they know it's in high demand, so they.
My opinion, I think Vauxhall I would like to, but 32 different ones is. I don't know. Origami I'm fine with. That's cool. I think origami is a good one. The 32 different ones.
Different what?
Different origami patterns. Like learning 32 different patterns of origami.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how complex.
Was the baseball game watching successful? I would say so. We left. We were bad.
Yeah, we didn't stay the whole way
We
back.
left the beginning of the 8th inning.
Yeah, it was very fun. I would definitely recommend it. But I think we're also just kind of thinking, like, food, because I was getting kind of hungry. Like, the seats there, they don't have armrests, which normally doesn't sound bad until you realize
You're
in place of
spilling
those
over.
armrests, they just move the seats closer together.
Yeah, so you're spilling over into your neighbor.
Because I think even, yes, we are larger people, but I think even smaller average-sized people, like, there's no room. Yeah, so it's like, so be honest, if you do go see a game there, like, once
As cheap as tickets are, you could even maybe look into buying 3 seats for 2 people to have like 1 seat for your stuff.
Yeah. And then just, sort of gauge. And I bought the ticket like way in advance because I wasn't sure how popular it would be, but I think it doesn't seem like they sell out. I mean, maybe as the season goes on, the season's early, maybe they'll sell out more.
It depends on the rivalry.
Okay.
So Carp and Yakult don't really have a big rivalry right now. But if it's like Carp and Yakult and the Giants, probably closer to sold out because they're
Okay.
both Tokyo-based teams.
Okay.
Or if it was like playoff contention type stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
So this is maybe if you can get a last minute ticket, you can like see where their seats open. Because the time I got them, I thought there was like no one around us, but then obviously that changed.
well, also there were so many other non-Japanese people in our clear vicinity that I'm wondering if like, did you buy them through the website or did you buy them through a reseller?
Through the website, yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if they have like certain sections for, because there were a lot, especially behind us. I mean, there were the people next to us, they were Chinese. People behind us were, directly behind us were Japanese, but then adjacent to us were Chinese, or adjacent to them were Chinese. And then 2 or 3 rows back, it was like 10, 15 Australian, British people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Couldn't get a good hear on their accent. It was fun. It was only like a 45-minute walk from my house.
Yeah, no, they were producers. It was really cool. They had like both the Hiroshima team and the Tokyo team. They both had like marching band stuff, like you would find in their high school or college sports. Had different chants for the players. They had the umbrella thing. They had this very kind of interactive experience that even some baseball games in the U.S. I haven't seen like that. So.
What's up, Zelda Minis? Hey guys, how's your day going? It's alright, we're just hanging out. We had a little bit of sushi, we had a little bit of Burger King. Now we're enjoying some ice cream. And we'll probably kind of mosey back home and just hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, we might go to a coffee shop or something, but because this is Eric's last full day,
Yeah.
and the rain. It's been raining since Monday.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yeah. It's probably just kind of chill and enjoy company, and then
Yeah.
so it's a 10 a.m. flight. How long does it take to get to the airport from here?
45 minutes. I mean, like door to door, it's 45.
45? Okay.
Plus or minus, depending on like if you hoof it 35. Generally, like if you hoof it perfectly, get a train,
Yeah.
35 40. But usually you look at like at 45, 50. Probably it's a non-stop flight. Unfortunately, it is not.
It's not. There is the option for that, but I saved. There's a couple options to save some money. So if it's nonstop from Abu Dhabi to Tokyo, let me look it up for different. That would have been probably in the neighborhood of close to $1,900 US.
Jesus Christ. That's so much money.
Then by having, if I still wanted to fly out of Abu Dhabi, but then have it layover, it would have probably been close to still $1,500.
So I'm saving the money, yeah.
However, by flying out of Dubai and having a layover in Hong Kong, I knocked it down to $1,200. So I was able to kind of
Yeah, 700
chip
is
away.
a good,
Yeah.
is a good amount to chip off.
Yeah. And Dubai's just an hour away from Abu Dhabi, so it's not that crazy of a detour.
How much is the taxi from Dubai to Abu Dhabi?
It can be anywhere from. So I try to find little codes or like credits here and there. So this time it was about $55. But it can be up to $100 depending on what part of Abu Dhabi you're in, what part of Dubai you go to.
I'm trying to think. In Tokyo, from Narita to Tokyo, they have a flat fee, but you have to tell them. Before you start the taxi, you have to
Yeah.
say, I'm going to Tokyo Station or whatever. Otherwise, they'll run the meter. If they run the meter, it's like disgustingly expensive. And they're supposed to do it. They're supposed to give you the flat fee anyway. But if you're non-Japanese, there's a pretty decent chance that like oh, you forgot.
Yeah.
Like. Those savings was the entire cost of a ticket from US to Japan. Depends on where you're flying. Flying to Oklahoma is like the cheapest ticket. Well, you know what? Let's find out right now. I haven't even looked up flights anywhere because I'm not leaving Japan for. I'm probably not leaving Japan until I get permanent residence, if I can. Like I'm like, unless
Once you start that process, do you have like? Is there any rules about leaving Japan? Okay.
technically, even before I start the process, it's just like I'm trying to prove that I make enough money to stay here, and like I pay taxes and stuff, which I do. I mean, like I have all my insurance and tax payments for the last 9 years. I have them like hard copies of them. But this year, it's like because I don't have a consistent contract with that one company. I'm like trying to think like, okay, what looks best on paper given my circumstances.
Yeah.
And so I have a meeting next Wednesday or Thursday with Takai-san, her company. I'm just gonna talk to him too, like, can we just like get a contract in the works? Like, you don't have to like necessarily promise me a shitload of students, just like on paper, say you pay me X per, you know, that plus my private students plus some other stuff. I should combine to form a pretty good image.
Yeah.
Hey Citron, good to see you. Thank you very much for the continued support. Bob, that I know, thank you for the subs yesterday.
Hey,
and
Citron.
Inked B, thank you for the subs yesterday as well. I don't know who else here. We do appreciate the support. It's
Yeah.
been fun. Eric's been gradually, I don't want to say warming up to the stream, but he's talked about doing some streaming himself a little bit.
It's been kind of an idea I've had because like I've made a lot of music in the U.S. like with different people and like that, but then over in Abu Dhabi it's kind of a little bit different. Like you have to have they're trying to ease back the rules of it. Up until this last year, you have to have like an entertainer license just to like play at a coffee shop or a bar. So like I'm not trying to spend money to do that. But then I was like, okay, well maybe I can do more of like a solo thing. So I've been making some music, considering doing like a live stream to get like feedback input on that. But it's just kind of the things I think it's just like actually starting it. I think even just being here, being on stream with my brother is kind of helping. Like, okay, it's not that scary, like to do it.
That's one cool thing I like about Twitch is that for the most part, Twitch people are pretty cool. There are, I mean, certain communities are pretty shitty. None that I interact with, none that I watch or anything, but there are some communities that are just awful, and they should be streaming on other platforms. But Twitch generally has been super positive. So. Yeah, dude, the cheapest flight from Tokyo to Oklahoma has a stop in Honolulu, has a stop in Seattle. 34 hours transit time, 217,000 yen. The next cheapest one, which is the one I'd probably end up doing, 281,000 yen, Tokyo to Dallas, Dallas to OKC. 281,000 yen. Jesus Christ. I'm never going home, Chad. That's so much money. 280,000. That's 2 months of walking almost. For just the plane to get to OKC. That's a bike and there's probably a bike and half of the bike trip.
That's about my budget for trying to stay in Europe for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, now granted, it's not UK, it's not Netherlands, Europe, but it's like Austria, Czech Republic, Europe. Like,
Even if I can find a way to write some of that off, which I don't think I can, but and so again, someone would have to die, and then I would have to go into debt just flying home to the funeral.
you're like Frank Reynolds, just throw me in the trash. I don't want to be a burden on anyone else. Don't fly out. Just
I thought about that a lot. Like before I was ever seeing anyone, I'm like, man, what if I die over like, dude, I would go because it's on autograph. So like, I had enough saved that like my rent would get deducted. My work would be like, whatever. But like, I have enough in savings that it would auto draft for like until it hits 0, and then by that time my body is exploded. Like it's. Yeah. We were having ice cream for Big Bros last day. What did you think of that Okinawa salt cookie?
it was really good. I liked
It's
it,
really solid.
It's very good.
When I went to Okinawa, I had like, I'm not exaggerating, over 100 of those salt cookies. I brought back a ton of them too.
Yeah, we both got the Okinawa salt cookie scoop, and then is that basically cookies and cream? Yeah. So Jason got like the more cookies and cream, and I got mint chocolate chip. Technically, San Francisco mint chocolate chip. I don't know what the difference is between that and either the mint chocolate chip, but that's what they call it here.
What sort of streaming people are doing? Probably music making.
Yeah, so I've got
Or games, maybe? I don't know.
a few songs, like I'd say complete. I've got a handful of others like in the works, and I've got this other. I've always liked kind of composing stuff. Like, so my first career choice was I was a sound designer for musicals and plays, and so I missed that. I don't miss the hustle of constantly applying for new shows and gigs and different places and moving and
That
all
just
that.
sucks.
That's just grinding. Which, I mean, for early 20s, great. It was a lot of fun. Got to see most of the U.S. now at this point. I've got a few states left. But I do miss that kind of just like creating stuff, and so I want to get back into that. And then I think maybe having it on like a streaming schedule, that way it kind of keeps me accountable. Because right now, I'm my own quote unquote boss. I'm not making any money, but like for when it comes to making music, I'm like I decide when I want to, and it's something I enjoy doing. But if I ever get busy, I'm like, oh well, whatever, I'll do it later. But I think if I can have, so even if it's only 3 people that it's like, oh, expecting me to be on Twitch at 6 p.m. or whatever, then it kind of like has that accountability there, and I can also create more. And I don't know, I think it'd be fun. So
I will say, I think music is one of the better. I think music and art are the better of the communities in Twitch. Like, games and stuff can be kind of toxic. IRL can be kind of, like, not like. But if you're making music or art, generally your community is pretty positive. Like I said, with IRL too, it's weird because like some people get into IRL and they want to do the crazy stuff and they want to be like doing the pranks or whatever, and getting the gotchas, and it's like, sure, that works for a little bit maybe, but like you can't. Like, no one wants to see a 32-year-old do gotchas. And if you do, then, like, I feel bad for the viewer as well. Like, I think that's one reason why, like, Punk'd and all that stuff, like, okay, Ashton Kutcher, you're, like, 35 doing pranks on other celebrities. But I do love, that's why I hope I get involved in the trade train. Because the Dynamite Twins, you know, like IRL is about spontaneity, and I think IRL is like seeing and showing and sharing, and that's kind of what I loved about my big trip too. Is like it is like, I mean, some people will never get to see that part of Japan or any parts of Japan. It's just too expensive or too much time or whatever. So being able to share just a little bit of my life. I like that. Keeping a routine is, that's what Dave was talking about when he's been doing Twitch for 7 or 8 years now. Mm-hmm. And it's like Monday, Thursday, Saturday religiously. He misses a couple of times a year maybe, special stuff, but anyway, how's chat doing? What are we up to? Cool. 32-day liquid diet is possible.
what's the parameters for liquid? Just water? Is it like juices? Or?
No, I can still do juices. I can do like a protein shake.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think a pure fast, or it's just water. I don't know. Smoothies would be, technically. I don't have a blender. I'm just wondering when I would do it, though. That's the biggest thing. Because if I'm doing even a liquid diet, I wouldn't really want to.
You're trying to do like walks and bikes.
I wouldn't want to do, definitely not a bike. And definitely not preparing. I think I'd probably do a walk. But calling liquid diet sounds like hell.
Yeah, I think so. But
But I think it's better than. Well, no. But I think it's better than fast. Because I'm just trying to think like how do I get calories? I guess I need to look up what a fast is. If I can eat like 500 calories a day on a fast, I gotta do some levels of walking on that. I can't do full levels, not during the summertime. And I wouldn't want to do bicycle on that few calories that I need. But like protein shakes and Pocari Sweat. I do like 3,200 calories a week. Just under 500 calories a day. Why do you need to go such extremes? I think for me, extremes motivate me more than like if it's not challenging, then why do it? And I know that's a ridiculous concept, or like a ridiculous. I know that's a ridiculous way of thinking. I'm not. I'm not. I know I'm a little crazy for that, but 32 complete fast. I saw a guy who did a 45-day water only fast. Or maybe it wasn't just water. I'll have to look into it.
I feel like the bounce back would be not great.
Well, that's why what I'm thinking about doing is doing it to start before my walks, before the bikes. So then I'm going into a fast. I shed some of the weight, so walking's a little bit easier, and then I start walking. And then when I come back, I start bicycling. So it's not necessarily like obviously there will be rebound from a 32-day fast, but because I'm going directly into, after that, going directly into a lot more activity, it won't be as bad. Again, I'm just spitballing. I'm not. During this walking period would be healthier eating and drinking. That's the goal. Is it the same diet as a long trip? No, the goal is to be eating noticeably healthy. That said, really the only unhealthy thing I did on the big trip was colas at night. Colas at night, milk, and cookies like once or twice a week. And then I would probably need to dial back the amount of Pocari Sweat I drink. Because I was drinking, the peak of summer, I was drinking like 2 liters of Pocari Sweat a day, 6 liters of water a day. Because
That's just me hydrate. Like I feel like that's.
Oh, it's crazy hydrate, but it should be like no Pocari Sweat or like 500 milliliters, and then still 6 liters of water. Because it was like 40 degrees, 90% humidity through rice fields for like a month.
I'd say I don't know if the Pocari Sweat's the worst. I mean, I'd say more like nighttime snacks would help that weight come off more than Pocari
Well,
Sweat would.
I think the biggest thing at that time, I wasn't even eating that much. That's when I saw the most weight loss.
Yeah.
But it was inconsistent sleep schedule, which led to, and I think another thing too is because I was doing it day by day, I don't think I know, I did notice it some days when I was on the highway walking. If there was no sidewalk, when I got to the hotel, I felt noticeably more tired because I think my brain was like, hey, you're on the highway, bud. Like, there's no, like, you're on the white line. And so, like, I think my body was like, I was like blocking it out at the time. Then when I get to the hotel, I was like double run down, even though the distance was the same.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it wasn't safe. Like, on the sidewalk, I'm like, just like, humming it down. But Mini sugary drinks. Yeah, I had a fair amount of sugary drink, but I didn't drink cola during the day because cola during the day gave me like not burps, but like kind of that like bloated feeling.
Oh yeah.
And when you're bloated and you're walking for like another 5-6 hours, I only had cola if I knew I was like almost done for the day.
I mean, one of the things that's helped me, I mean, granted, I'm only down like I think 8 kg in the last few months, but the biggest thing for me so far is just go to bed. Like,
That's-
because like I can also be a nighttime snacker. Whatever the last couple months, I just go to sleep, and then it turns out like I've eaten enough during the day. It's not like I'm starving myself, but I'm just like, oh, just don't eat extra at night and sleep and like.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
what I was
like-
talking. Like sleep schedule is huge because that's another thing. I would like stay up looking at maps, and like particularly toward the end of the trip, it was a little bit better because I had everything kind of planned. Because I had to have everything planned
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Because if I called a place, if a town has one inn and they're booked up, I can't go that way.
Yeah.
Or I have to wait on them. So, like, I remember I had to reroute when I wanted to go up north immediately along the coast. And I called a place, and they're like, yeah, no, we're booked up. And I was like, when do you have openings? They're like 4 weeks from now. And I'm like, oh, I'll be there, like, tomorrow. They're like, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I had to reroute an extra 2 or 3 days around it.
Higher mental toll.
Higher mental toll.
Yeah,
Tarn was
I was like, yeah, even though it's not quite the threshold of fight or flight, but you're still in the kind of like that. You're on guard to make sure you don't get hit by a car. Like,
then bears. I was always worried about bears up north. Like, and sometimes also I was more worried about like there were certain areas where it was like I wouldn't see another car, or I wouldn't see a car for like hours.
yeah,
So I'm like, oh, if I twist my ankle, I'm dead. Like, because then it's like, oh, the chances of them, I guess, actually helping. I don't know, like. That is a nice tripod. A nice tripod for a phone? How was the baseball game? Baseball game was fun. I might look into taking us to a baseball game, chat. I don't know the rules on all that. The girl next to us was taking pictures. We were like,
yeah.
how far away? Like 100 yards? Like,
I mean, so we were probably
we were past the first base.
We were past the first base by probably a solid 30 yards.
There was a girl taking pictures of the announcers. She had a zoom on her camera that was like a foot long. I mean,
Yeah.
it was wide, and she was taking pictures of the announcers.
The zoom was probably honestly like this long of a zoom. Like
Just
from
the zoom
camera
part.
here. Just the zoom part, yeah.
The zoom part, yeah. Maybe you can take a page out of Ramadan's book and do something like only allowed to eat for 32 minutes a day for 30 days straight, so keep repeating, but suddenly dropping to regular types of kind of it can be. Yeah, no. I know. I appreciate. That's why I said I'm spitballing here. These are not. I'm not going to go out and immediately. I acknowledge that some of the things I'm saying are not responsible. That's why I'm kind of. I'm thinking out loud and getting feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm also kind of like. I'm also thinking, yeah, don't do 32 day fast. Like, I'll just say it now. Like, but yeah, maybe something like.
I just okay, because I have a calendar here. So just next year's Ramadan. I just joined next year's Ramadan.
Yeah.
Because by next year I'll be.
Yeah.
Like if I've lost 30 something kilograms, and like, then a Ramadan fast is fine.
Yeah. I was thinking, so I mean, it's kind of what Vox was saying. So I was thinking also maybe it could be something like every every 32 days you fast for 32 hours, something like that. So where it's like you're kind of like checking in, like, okay, like here's a period, and that could also be like a reflection time, like, I mean, because I think that's what religiously a fast is supposed to be, like more reflection, like that. So like every 32 days on your check in, all right, I'm not gonna eat for 32 hours, can focus on other stuff. Or even like a 30 and 2 cycle. It's like 30 hours fasting, 2 hours refeeding, something that's more manageable as opposed to starving yourself for a month.
You guys are trying to incept good ideas in my brain. The trick is you got to make it think like, you got to make it seem like I thought of it myself. Intermittent fasting. Well, you know, I watched the, I don't know if Life is a Spectator Sport is here. Life is a Spectator Sport told me to watch, I forget the name of the documentary, but I watched it. Dr. Michael Mosley. Eating, Fasting, Living Longer, or something like that. It's a BBC documentary. And he started doing 5 and 2. So 2 days a week he would only eat like 300 to 500 calories, and the other 5 days a week he ate normal. And in 5 weeks, he dropped like 6 kilos, and his blood work improved significantly. And so he was still eating normal 5 days of the week, and 2 days of the week he was just not really eating. And that seems kind of cool to me. I like that. Because if I think if I have like an entire day, like, okay, I cannot eat today. Like it's a more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can be more patient. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, like there's some comedian, I can't remember who it was, but when they talked about intermittent fasting, he's like, yeah, this is called being poor and skipping breakfast. Like.
I used to do. I mean, when I first came to Japan, I was that poor. It was lunches at work and then a cheap dinner at night. What was he eating during this time? Change in diet, lifestyle. I believe he wasn't really. I don't think anything that's really changed. I'll have to rewatch the documentary again. But that's kind of the thing, is that they were trying to research. There are a lot of people researching that fasting allows people to live significantly longer lives, healthier lives. But that's one thing that was kind of annoying, is one of the people they brought in, it was like this really rich guy, he's like, yeah, I do intermittent fasting, I do this and this, I only eat this many calories a day, but then like, the calories he eat, it's like 500, he's like, this is only 500 calories, but it's like a giant bowl of blueberries and strawberries and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that costs like $20. Like, so now it's like when I started reading, or when I started watching it, I was like, is this a diet thing or is this a socioeconomic thing? Because like, yeah, if I could buy $20 of blueberries and strawberries every day, or 10, you know, whatever, it's $10 of blueberries and strawberries every day. Because then it's like, it's a stress thing. Like most people who get hard stuff, it's stress/diet related. Yeah. But if you're making a ton of money and you're not, like, you're kind of retired, you're not stressed as much. Skipping dinner is the better option. I'm actually a big fan of skipping breakfast. Not intentionally, because I used to work from 6 a.m. to 9:30, 10 a.m. And if I ate breakfast at 5:30, I was hungry again by 10. And then I was eating like 3 to 4 meals a day when I should have really been only eating like 2.
I've noticed that as well, like, as I'm trying to lose weight, like, once I start eating for the day, then it seems like it like starts the clock of like when I need to eat again. So if I can prolong that, then it helps.
Well,
that may not be, now that's only like, I'm going off 2.5 months of data here, so that may actually not be the healthiest option.
Yeah,
but personally,
me, I was
anecdotally,
for me, if I could dial it in and eat 2 meals, one at 12, one at 6, I think I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Because during my big walks, that's pretty much what I was. If it was a really big walk, I would eat calorie weights in the morning, just because I was like, oh, I'm walking 12 hours today. I need to get me started. Breakfast was the one meal I couldn't skip. Dinner is optional. See, because I work at night, I have a lot of my classes at night. If I don't eat right before that, I fall into a slump. And if I drink too much coffee, then I don't have a slump, and then I'm awake, and it messes with my sleep schedule. But if I eat like 5:30, 6 o'clock, then I'm awake alert, 7 to 11 p.m. Oh wow! In Japan, if you want the Switch 2 with English, it costs 20,000 yen more. So almost 50% more. What are the plans for the rest of the day? Is Big Bro flying out tonight? Big Bro flies out tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
but I have work tonight. And so I imagine we walk around for a bit, maybe get a coffee somewhere,
Yeah.
or we just go home and hang out at home. We watched a show on Netflix last night called Adolescence, and I might have to watch the first 2 episodes because Eric was watching 1, 2, and part of 3, and then I was like, well, we can just watch 3 and 4. If I like it, I'll go back and watch it. And it's interesting because it's all shot in one take.
Yeah.
What does he want to do? What does Eric want to do? That's a good question. Probably, well,
Yeah, I mean, those things walk around. I do think close enough, kind of get some coffee somewhere. Yeah, I don't foresee a late night, just because I believe at 7. Yeah, so got to be out the door at 7 in the morning, which
and
normally
I have work at 7:30 tonight, and I need to do a little. I haven't been at my PC very much since Eric's been here. Not like I'm not complaining by any means, but I got to get some stuff done too. So
Yeah, get some coffee, walk around, head back, maybe do a little more wandering a little bit later. But yeah, for the most part, probably call it an early night because normally 7 is not early for me. That's like when I'm at work. But I don't think I've actually adjusted to jet lag. It's been so weird this trip. Like I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, we also haven't had anything that we've had to do early in the morning, so that's kind of another reason that I just kind of sleep in. We stay up late, so yeah, it's probably the worst jet lag has ever kind of hit. I mean, also just because I haven't really tried to find it. I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. I can stay up late, sleep in.
Yeah.
But since we do have to be out the door at 7 tomorrow, I will want to try and call it a night earlier. So yeah.
Give me your trash.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
That's like a good excuse to sleep through the flight. Eric is like me.
See, I cannot sleep. I wish I could sleep on a flight. So, yeah, no, if I was able to do that, I definitely would. But I haven't really done it yet. The only time I've been able to do it was one time on a long flight from... Actually, the first time I came out to Japan, I had a whole row to myself. So if I'm able to, like, lay down, then that's fine. But aside from that, it is almost impossible for me to sleep on a flight. Even if I've stayed up late the night before, I've tried a few different tactics to sleep on a flight, but it always ends up I just kind of am tired, but No. And I've tried window seats. I've tried window seats don't really work either for me, so I've started to go to aisle seats because I stretch my legs.
Aisle seats are the go.
Yeah. So I just kind of endure it, and then I don't mind flying. It's just can't sleep, so then I fly, and then sometimes whenever I get where I'm going, I'll take a little nap before I go out and explore.
Can you go cat nap? See, it's funny. I can sleep on the tarmac, but as soon as it gets airborne, I can't sleep anymore. It's actually kind of bananas. I'm always so curious the relationship of people when I breastfeed. Coffee. We can go this way. Coffee. There's a Starbucks that way. There's a local place this way, but it's like prohibitively expensive. There's not a Mr. Donut, I wish. There's a Sizedia. We could get a, it's a family restaurant.
Yeah, we went to that one in.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Not gross. Ooh, actually, if we heard, lunch is already done, 3:40. I think lunch stops at 3. But it's still, drink bar is still going to be noticeably cheaper than anything else. Because drink bar is hot and cold drinks. The rocking home of the plane just knocks me out. See, I can sleep on boats. Except for the ferry. The ferry from Beppu to Osaka was not a sway, it was a vibration.
お湯引きです。足元にご注意ください。
I tried taking two Benadryl and I was still zoning in and out. Dang. Will Big Bro be bringing back souvenirs? If so, what did he get? I don't think he's.
Yeah, Faye's weird. He's not really a big souvenir guy. Like,
Oh, did we need to get the blue Don Quixote thing? Or no? We were looking at getting some whiskey for one of his friends too, but then we're like, it's kind of expensive for. Yeah.
I'm also thinking about cutting down alcohol for a little bit, just like up my weight loss.
Also, I think he only packed like a backpack and a very small carry-on type thing. Efficient packer. I'm not really a big souvenir guy either, actually. Well, I mean, I'm a sucker for like little things, like. Izateo Saki ni modoranai no Hikaku no. I buy a little snow globe. I like that actually. If I had more desk space, I would be doing pretty much that exactly. I also like snow globes. Snow globes are things to put on my desk. I'm a big fan of that type of thing. But the problem is currently my desk does not have enough space. I do have a Hall of Fame rack that I need to get another one. I need to get a second Hall of Fame rack. Things that I've won at claw machines and the like, but I think I should also probably give those to chat. So doing giveaways for some of those, or raffles. I don't know. I don't know the rules on raffles with Twitch. I know some people do them. And I know you're not supposed to give multipliers for subs or whatever. I don't remember. There's certain rules against it. You get in huge trouble for doing it, but I do know that some people do some forms of it. Giving what away? Stuff that I've won from the claw machines. I have like dozens of things I've won, and realistically I only want to keep... I originally thought I wanted to keep them all, but it's just too much space. I think we can probably just sit there. Let me check real quick.はい、ここ大丈夫ですか？はい、ありがとうございます。I was like, where is the menu at? It's right here. Feeling any better? The good news is most of my I'm feeling mostly better, largely better. Not 100%, but oh, I realized you never tried corn pizza, did you?
I've had it in UAE. There's Egyptian pizza place is wild.
Okay.
They have some corned pizza. They have other stuff. Big thing in the UAE is they give ketchup packets of pizza.
Ketchup packets?
I don't know why. They think that's what people want with pizza, and now it's just kind of like a circular thing. Like they tell no correctness. Now it's like I don't know if it's strictly UAE or just like Arabic countries, but yeah, it's, you get pizza instead of having like Parmesan cheese or red pepper or something like that. They have ketchup packets. And there are some places that are more like American or more like they will come with like different packets like red pepper flakes or oregano, stuff like that. But run of the mill pizza places will ketchup.
Ketchup's a wild thing to put on pizza. You just want drink bar?
So, I mean, what's the difference if we get something that's
It's
like,
100 yen cheaper. So again, it's kind of like we need to spend. I mean, I guess it's like getting a discount pretty much. Like I usually get this,
Yeah.
and then this. Like ketchup and mayonnaise and tacos, yeah. I've gaslit myself into believing that's okay, but it's taken a long time to think garlic mayonnaise on tacos is acceptable.
yeah, I might just double up on
Gotcha.
double up 2 of those 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Cool.
You are good to go. Alright, so 32-day fasts. Chat hates that one. A lot, apparently. I'll agree. Like some of the other, like the physical fitness ones, like Fuji Sea to Summit in 3 days. I think I can do that one. 32-kilometer walk, easy. 32-mile walk, a little bit more difficult, but still possible, I think. What do you want to drink?
Yeah, I think they had some cola. I had a cherry. Yeah.
$25. Thank you very, very, very much, Citron. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy your last day. I'm off to bed. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Thank you, thank you.
Turns out it was a lie. It was not true. It's the coloring of it makes me think sweet and cherry cola.
Oh, from here. Yeah.
But it's just right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't see that.
Citron donated another 25.
Nice. Thank you.
What do they do one about the shutter speed?
Cái xong rồi đây có 4 5 giờ ăn xong là 1 giờ.
Greatest J Champ. Hello. Welcome in. Every time I tune in, it says area Italian food best food. What's up, Booze and Buzzin'? Well, we just had ice cream. We had some other food before that.
Last little food tour before.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you, Booze. I actually stayed in a town called Buzin. I think it was the last town in Oita, Buzin, and then Nakatsu. Nakatsu is Fukuoka. What country? In Japan. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Buzin, Nakatsu, Yukohashi. It's in Fukuoka. My apologies. Yeah. We walked past it. Yeah, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. This is my older brother's last day, so we're kind of just hanging out. We're gonna get a couple of drinks here at the Saize, have a piece of focaccia, and then we're probably gonna call it a day. I wonder if I have my notebook.
How about that?
I have my notebook with me. I do. I have a receipt in one of my notebooks, and I forgot which one I put it in. Or I put it on my... Maybe I put it on my desk when I got home. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Really, really appreciate it.
April 3rd. I wonder what I did in the notebook.
Which one?
Well, I have a notebook. Like I said, I got the receipt of the tax payment and I put it in the notebook. So like, oh, it'll be safe in the notebook.
Yeah.
But then I'm wondering if I took it out when I got home.
Hi, ありがとうございます。How's everyone doing, chat? What are we up to? We're about to eat this focaccia bread.
Did I visit Mobile Hong Kong with Bro? I did. Very briefly.
What's that?
That's if I visited Mobile Hong Kong. Dave's shop. It's very good. Or, I mean, it was very, sorry, he was very busy. But he did come talk to us for a little bit. Sounds good to me. Reminds me to get more pizza flour. I might have to end up going down a baking bread arc this year. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's just regular Coke. Okay. Pizza flour is 0 flour, much finer grind and high gluten, so it stretches well like pizza needs. I need to see. I watched that video where they make the focaccia, the no knead focaccia. She said no knead focaccia, and then she continues to like flip it several times. So I was kind of like, okay, you didn't knead it, but like you flipped it a bunch of times. Thank you. Made bread with it and it works pretty good. Problem, I don't know how different flour, because flour is not as common over here. Or like, I mean, regular flour is, but I don't know how like different types of flours would be found here. Because bread making is much more of a specialty thing over here. Not bad rice? Yeah. It's like exclusively rice. All three of these ladies got corn pizza. I've never seen this before in my life. I wonder if I'm still on my old company's website, Chuck.
Look into that. Slap on a cease and desist for using your image.
I was, someone was saying I should send them an invoice. Like 10,000 yen a day for,
Image and likeness.
yeah. Yeah, I'm the first guy that pops up still. The problem is it starts a dialogue, and I don't know if, like... I think wheat doesn't grow nearly as fast as rice. Canned in a tropical environment, some places in India get 3 crops of rice. Dang, that's wild. In Japan, it's 1. We saw it grow from April to October. We saw the same. That was super cool. I need to look through all my pictures. I saw an entire rice season.
Oh, wow.
From like plants to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's cool.
So in the beginning you could see like lots of reflection pools, and then by the end of it it was just like golden rice. Japan never really had much wheat until 20th century. Yeah, I can imagine most of it didn't come in until post-World War II. And you're back IRL, nice. What's up, Lazy? Yeah. I'm throughout the whole thing, Karin. It's so crazy. Person on my right is your brother. Yes, that would be my brother. You're right, yes. Stage right. Show, bro, what about you? We're good, we're hanging out. Looks like your twin, bro. It's funny because Dave said something similar. He says, twins you are not, brothers you are. So what the fuck is up with this Yoda talk, dude? No, he's not my twin. I know, I need to take better care of my skin or something, I don't know. Too much sun. Yeah, I got cooked. I don't know if you ever watched my Instagrams, like, you can see in the beginning I'm like, my base color, and then like,
Yeah.
I proceed to get like progressively dark, and you can tell like the skin, like the toll it took on my skin. Is he older than you or younger? I can't tell, bro. He's about 5 years older than me. 4.5 years. But good to see you, Blazy. Hope you're doing well. We'll be back our arrow tomorrow too, probably. I don't know. The weather's been like kind of gross all week, so I'm not been wanting to go outside. If it was a bit warmer, I'd still go outside, but That's dope. You remind me of me and my brother. We also look a lot alike, but we aren't twins. Yeah. That's what the picture we had from last time you visited. We look way more similar. I mean, like.
I think so. Yeah.
But as we've gotten a little bit older, we've kind of gone into our own little path.
Yeah.
You for 2 years, you and your big bro? Nice. My younger brother is 2 years, 9 months younger than I am. And he doesn't look, as he's gotten older, he looks a little bit more like us. But when we were younger, he didn't look much anything like us. Yeah, we're just hanging out. It's his last day because tomorrow it's pretty much wake up and go. So
Yeah.
we're kind of hanging out, getting a couple of drinks, having a little bit of
Just hang out.
pretty much a food tour.
So I really wanted some sushi, so I packed away some of that. Sushi's more, it's kind of like,
Yeah, I'm not as
so he only had a little bit, and then he wanted to try this Burger King that was around the corner, so sent out sushi, sent out Burger King, a little ice cream for dessert, and then like we don't want to go back quite yet, because like I feel like once we go back, it's kind of just like with the weather, with the rain, it's probably gonna be in for the rest of the day, so like I don't want to just totally sleep away my last day, so figured get some drinks here, hang out, chat for a little bit, and
what last time when you were playing Risk of Rain, what Survivor did you like the most?
I don't know. I was trying. I basically did like a few with each one,
Yeah.
and I was like, there's a few that I think I could like. So the puncher guy seemed like he
Yeah.
had some fun stuff because like the grappling hook was
Yeah.
cool for like the flying ones because then you basically would like rotate around them. So it's like basically it's like loose. It's not perfect physics, but it's like basically the idea is like the momentum is like as you're flying around. So like if you're far away, then you can like punch them, and then like once the thing dies, in whatever direction you're going, it's like the direction
Oh, you
go
can
on.
just like Spider-Man it.
Yeah, so yeah, kind of like Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, there's I would be curious to like kind of perfect because like I think some that are need more close range, and like I wasn't quite like.
Yeah.
It's like I think what I played yesterday watching you play is more like long range. So, but it's gonna be fun.
Well,
to-
this is, the one I'm best at is just the normal basic commando, and then I've played some of the others, but it's just like I haven't got because like they start out some of the ones like the acrid guy, the lizard guy, he starts out like so slow kind of, and then like.
Yeah.
For him to ramp up his speed, you got to do a lot of speed stuff, but then it's like, oh, then his poison lacking, and because he's a mix of melee and distance, you know, it's kind of because if you're all melee, I know what to build. Like you build, you know, the focus crystals, and you do the high damage, like close range. But like for him, it's like he's both close and far, and like poison. I don't think crits, but sometimes it can crit if you have some other stuff, and you're just like, okay, if you do poison, bleed, burn, stun, then you can do like Mark of Death, and Mark of Death does a ton of damage. Like, I don't know. Not running off yet, but wishes of safe travels and all that air. Thank you very much, Boybit. Now you just have to start a Twitch stream as Professor Martian. I thought about picking up various names adjacent to Martian. Also, I'm feeling refreshed and chill because I've slept, man. Past few days of relapse have been tough on my brain and body because I'm only 25. Ket is no joke. Oh, ketamine. Okay. Ketamine is no joke. It makes you unable to sleep naturally and also get psychosis in my case. That says a lot about how it's going. Usually these days I have a lot of good days as well, man. Like today it's only 9:20. Thanks for asking me to give you an answer. Oh, that's okay. I'll be honest, I've never taken anything harder than like hydrocodone. And that was because I took that for a few days when I was in college. I had a big wart on my foot, like a giant wart on the ball of my foot, and they had to cut it and then scraped it out. It was disgusting. But don't ever take stuff, it's just not worth it. Well, you know, I talked a lot about this with Lyle a bunch, because Lyle's a very good friend. We were talking this morning. We talked very often, and when he was visiting, though, we talked about this, because, you know, Lyle's tried a few different things, and he smokes, and he's, you know, tried some psychedelics or whatever, and I never have. And while I'm somewhat interested in like the mushrooms or the LSDs or whatever, over here it's super crazy legal, so I'll never ever do it here. But then also additionally, like I spent all of my 20s becoming very not self-confident, but very aware of who I am as an individual. And I think like taking psychedelics might disrupt that. Sure, it could make things better, but it also could make things very worse. And I'm not interested in playing with that. I'm not interested in playing with that. So, can kill you, don't make you survive when it comes to this food. Yeah. So even something as, you know, in Oklahoma nowadays, it's legal for marijuana, and pretty much all of my friends partake it recreationally. But I'm still not interested. Since he's addicted to walking, that's his stuff. I am addicted to walking. Now that I think about it, like I tried not to be. Like after I got injured, I was like, all right, but I got really depressed when I couldn't do it anymore, and that's when I was like, oh, it's unhealthy. But I got APPD and trip every single day, and I got tinnitus both of them. It's a good addiction, bro. It is good. The problem is whenever you can't do it, or it like hurts a lot physically to do it. Like initially when I had I still had bone spurs, but when I first got diagnosed, when I first saw the X-rays, I was like, dude, I'm done. Well, I can't walk anymore, and even walking around town sometimes hurts. And it's like, okay, how do I? They don't have painkillers here, so how do I like remedy this? Well, it's like, okay, I can drink alcohol. Well, I don't want to drink alcohol. Okay, I can take ibuprofen and I can take compresses and stuff, but that doesn't fix it completely. So then I'm just like having to deal with pain, and then over time I've gotten used to it. But that's why I'm hoping to do some of these other challenges, and like having goals I think helps my brain like shut some stuff off. What's up, Stork? Is kratom legal in Japan? Nope. When you can't, there's Red Dead 2. Yeah. HPPD, hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, which basically means that a trip while sober and see visuals. Dang. That sounds wild. 4 senseis. What's up, Lydia? Hey, honey. What's up, Stork? Good to see you too. This is my older brother. He leaves tomorrow. He's been streaming with me for about a week. Yeah. A little over a week. Been good. Last time I saw him was a couple years ago. I visited him in Abu Dhabi, and before that was in 2019. We had a big family reunion in Las Vegas. How's everyone doing? What are we up to? Brother seems cool and chill as well, just like you, man. It's in the blood, I guess.
Try to be. Any more? I'm going to make this switch to coffee.
Yeah, I'll have more cola, yeah. Okay. The brothers are pretty cool. But, we tried having Mom on the stream, and obviously we love Mom, but she still doesn't quite understand stuff. Like, she doesn't understand streaming. She barely understands YouTube videos. And she's not even that old. That's like she's like early 60s. And so whenever I told her a couple years ago that I wanted to do live streaming, she hit me with why would anyone want to watch you? Which shook me to my core. Far more shaking than should have happened. And then that's when I realized I can't do this for anyone but myself. I have to, damn, Mom. Yeah, I know. Because she didn't mean it, like, she didn't mean it that strict, but I guess for her, she thinks of, like, broadcasting as, like, fucking, I don't know, Jimmy Carson, Jared Leto, not Jared Leto, Jared, fucking, thank you. I have two brothers. I have an older brother and a younger brother. Originally, we were trying to make this a brothers trip, but younger brother's trying to move out of Oklahoma. And so when you're trying to move cross country, international travel doesn't quite mesh with budgeting. What's up, JP?
Hey, JP.
Dave asking that question comes across completely different than Mom asking that. Well, yeah. I mean, Woodblock Print Dave asking it is more of a, because he asked as a rhetorical, but then he said, obviously I support you and I think you're interesting, but he said, can you advertise yourself to where other people think you're also interesting? Versus when Mom said that, it was like, I was telling them when I first started streaming.
Yeah.
I told her about, I was on Lyle's show, and we talked for an hour and a half. It's like, why would anyone want to listen to you for an hour and a half? And then she's like, why would you want to stream? Who would watch your stream? And I was like, at the time, I was like, you know what, you're right.
Basically, I think all those like doubts that creep up in the mind of streamers, she just like, hey,
Yeah.
we just put in your
Well, that's
face,
what Mom's always been.
Oh, yeah.
Mom's always been like, Mom, this is the same mom who, like, when I was 16, I played soccer. I played a couple sports, but I didn't like playing sports. I only played sports to hang out with friends and to get out of the house. Because if I'm out of the house, then my mom wouldn't bitch at us. Or at least wouldn't bitch at me. Little brother would get it, but not me. I'm not there. And so when I was around 16, she's like, either start actually practicing sports or quit sports and just work. All right, I guess I'll work 40 hours a week. Tell your brother I said hi, honey. Lydia Petunia says hi, honey. She's good. She's from the Mid Hunters. She's like the, I don't want to say the mom of the Mid, but she's the queen of the Mids.
Okay, cool.
She's good. What's up, JP? Good to see you. Brothers in a restaurant? Could it be a family restaurant? She's probably not aware of what you meant. Yes and no. I do agree. I don't think she quite understood that. But I also think that she's always been a bit dismissive of a lot of things. It's just how she's been. Did we watch you walk across Japan? You're definitely worth watching for a long period. Thank you very much. I'm not just a mom, I'm a cool mom. Well, I didn't mean like mom, you're the, I don't know, like you're the fun mom. You're the fun mom of the Discord. And I guess an actual mom too, but one of the more fair people I've met on the internet. As far as like trying to manage, it's hard to manage. Like even my Discord has a couple hundred members, but I'm the king of that Discord. And not like king with an iron fist, just like, hey, this is my Discord, this is what I'm doing. But like the Mid Hunter Discord, like there's so many moving pieces, it's very, very difficult to manage that. I'm not too insecure about it anymore. I know exactly who I am and what I want to do, and it took me, like I said, it took all of my 20s to get there, but yeah, I don't know. JP needs to get work done now because once I start the 32 labors of Sensei Martian, oh yeah, 32 consecutive push-ups. How old am I now? I just had a birthday this week. Let me put it. I had a birthday on Tuesday. April 1st was my birthday. How tall? I'm 6'2", you're 6'1", or
6 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
Like-
slightly the tall. Well, I guess technically I'm. At my doctor's appointment on January is 187 centimeters, which is like 6'1.5" or something.
And I'm like 184, which is like more than 6 foot, not quite 6'1", so I just round down to 6 foot. It's like,
I used to be 188, which is 6'2", like on the nose, and then I guess I've shrunk 1 centimeter in the last like 9 years. And it's definitely posture. It's like my posture's shit. Like you sit at a PC for 9 hours a day and type of stuff. Nate's like 6'9". Yeah, I know Nate's tall as shit. Anytime, well, like Gogakuhei is like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". I don't know. This time I felt taller than the first time I met JP. I was like, oh, you're tall. This time it didn't feel as scary. Nate's buddy is in Japan, but Nate's like, hey, my friend's in Japan. If he messages you, take him around. He's good people. And then like he and his friend and his friend's friend followed me, and then I was like, do I send a message? Do I just wait? Like, bad at estimating age. April 1st, 2025, I turned 32 years old. Years old. Only 32, you're a young man? I feel like I got a couple more years of adventures left, and then I gotta switch to like a just chatting stream. Standing or laying down? Oh, come on, Hoybit.
No, I think with this thing, if you drop some, like, I didn't start playing rugby till I was 35, so you've got at least 4 more years of adventures.
The problem is my adventures are like brutal. Like I would like, on full disclosure, I would like to do all these little ones this year, and then next year do one more big walk. Like if I get PR, celebrate with a big walk.
Yeah.
And then like that's it. But the problem is this year I have to work really hard to make sure I get PR next year. How tall are you all laying down? I got a fat ass, so that adds like something about walking like 20 to 30,000 steps a day gives you just the opposite of Hank Hill butt. Whatever Hank Hill butt is, I'm the opposite of that. Sensei Martian butt. I'm not that guy on Instagram with the fake butt, like the egregiously lard, like. You need to get sponsored this time before you walk. I need to. Well, this is okay. So, I have 2 things I'm doing this year. I'm doing a 32-day walk around Shikoku, and then I want to do a 32-day bicycle from the top to the bottom. 100 kilometers a day on bike. I would spend all summer practicing, and then in the fall, when the weather's good, not so much rain, ideal conditions, I would do a 3,200 kilometer bike in 32 days. I'm going to try to talk to a bike shop and see if I can't get a bike at a discount. And I'll wear their t-shirt every day. I won't even I'll just like, you got it, dude. Think you can pull it off? Thank you. Well, that's what I mean. Toward the end of my other walk, I was walking back to back 35 kilometers plus a day. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, if I was walking like 35, 32, 37, I can bicycle 100. As long as it's not crazy incline. But again, the cool thing with crazy incline means crazy decline. And that means I can just kind of coast. 5'2". Nice. That's right, there was a guy in here the other day who was like making 6-foot jokes. Someone's like, oh, I'm 5'7", and he's like, oh, it's alright, I'm only 6 foot, da 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 da. And I was like, oh, you're closer to not 6 foot than you are. So like, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like 5'11" to 6 foot, 5'10" to 6 foot, like, no one really, I mean, like, if someone does care about height that much, don't bother.
Who cares?
0.93 of a Martian. Are we in units? I talked to a friend who has quite a bit of bike experience. He said 100 kilometers a day should be no problem. This is crazy hills. Well, and that's what I was thinking. Like, I think over the course of 32, there will be some days that will be less. But I was talking to Eric about this, and even like beginner bicyclers do 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, and advanced, like intermediate, do like 15 to 20, 25, and then advanced can do like 30 plus, depending on the route and stuff. Obviously, inclines and stuff don't. But in my brain, I'm like, okay, 10 kilometers an hour, like the slowest speed for 10 hours a day, which is about what I was doing before, I can still accomplish that. Unless you're too tall, then get out of my life. It's alright, we can just pick you up. That's what I do. I picked Lyle up, I picked some other guy up. I pick a lot of people up. That's dope. Yeah, my little old kitty has diabetes too. He's not even that chunky. He's okay nowadays, but I think he can get it more even. But yeah, even Cass can eat insulin, girl. That's a big thing. I just want to get healthier. I got all these little challenges, or I guess pretty big challenges, are just so I can get healthier. Because like just getting healthier, like as dumb as it sounds, getting healthier is not important enough to me. I have to have like, it's got to be a secondary.
Yeah.
Niigata to Akita. Honestly speaking, if we're being completely honest, Akita to Takaoka is flat. Takaoka to Oyabe is incline. Oyabe to Kanazawa is decline. Kanazawa to Echizen is flat. Echizen to Imajo is quite a climb. But on a bike, we could maybe reroute. Imajo to Tsuruga is downhill. Tsuruga to Mine. Well, shit. I mean, even before that, Tsuruga past Maizuru, past Amano Hashidate, past. There's only very slight hills those days. And then from there, slight hill, and then it's flat / downhill all the way to like Naga. The coast is very flat. People don't realize they might need insulin and might put their cats down when they get diagnosed. I think it's so sad. We chose to keep taking care of our loving boy. He's part of the family. And of course, we're not going to put anyone. Yeah, that's. I get kind of annoyed when, like, there's a lot of people here who like get rid of their pets as soon as they're not puppies anymore, and I'm like, you motherfuckers. What's my brother's favorite sandwich?
Ooh. That's a tough one. There's like, if I can find like a good one, like a good Cubano sandwich.
Good Cubano? Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be up there. And then maybe good grilled cheese, tomato soup. I definitely feel like more hotter sandwiches, I think. Paninis stuff like that as opposed to cold. I mean, I don't dislike grilled sandwiches, but I do think, now I'm thinking about it, probably hotter sandwiches is my go-to. Their favorite.
You know, it's not necessarily my favorite, but it's one that's like burned in my brain. When Uncle Bobby used to work at Panera, and it was the Asiago cheese bread with ham and bacon, cheese and ranch, with pickles on the side. Has Eric had a good conveni egg sandwich? Not yet, actually. My cat has been fur when she was a kitten and is deformed because of it, but I love her forever. Shout out Gertrude. We're in Tokyo, are you guys? We're in Ebisu right now. Kind of where I live. We explored a little bit. We explored a lot down south.
Yeah.
We went to Miyazaki, we went to Oito, we went to Beppu, because I have friends there, and like I wanted to catch up with them, and I wanted to show Eric around that part of town. 100. Thanks for making this loving and caring and safe space. I'll be back again soon after I have to go and drink 20 minutes. Much love, man. So the stream where I can just ramble and say everything I want between 2 hours. I love it. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing best. Thank you very much, Blazy. Thank you very, very, very much. Convenient egg sandwiches are good, but it's sad that it's considered a top-tier sandwich in Japan. You know, it's... I go back and forth on this a lot. Like, you know, putting my nose up, like, oh, that's what you like for your Japan trip, but as long as everyone's being respectful and stuff, that it is what it is. I will say, I do raise some eyebrows. I think Chris Brad, the big dog, he, there's a, I know what you're talking. It's called Devilcraft. Devilcraft is pretty good. There's a couple others that exist, but Devilcraft is pretty good. But Chris, he's like, these are 5 underappreciated places to go in Japan, and it was like Kanazawa, Shirakawa-go, somewhere else, and I was like, these are super saturated. Like, not even slightly under. They are at capacity all the time. I love to keep talking. We got to go in like 10. That's completely okay. We're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna go to the bathroom in a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of head home. Actually, I might go to the bathroom now and then leave you guys with Eric. So.
I need more coffee, but then I'll...
Okay, yeah, you go get coffee and then I'll... Not Devilcraft. Butcher's Republic. Butcher's Republic, Devilcraft. Devilcraft is the oldest one. Butcher's Republic is right across the street. Here are 500 places in Japan I've visited with a population under 50 people. No, Chris, that's the thing too. I talked to Chris a couple times, and like, it's really hard once you get to that size and that audience. You have to just crank out stuff. So I understand like why he makes posts like that, but I just don't necessarily agree with some of it.
My name is Eric. So, yep, that's no reason to really go on too much about that. Eric is my name. Although I'll have if I end up doing streaming, so I was talking earlier about I might try to do some music streaming. Hey, Blazing. Yeah, I might try to end up doing some music streaming in the future. Would be, like, we'll see how it goes. But I think just being on this trip and like seeing how my brother does the streaming has kind of taken away some of that fear, because I kind of had some of those thoughts of like, what if no one cares? What if no one like watches? Like, whatever. It's just fun to do that. ERIC would be how to spell that. So the music I've been doing recently is more like, I guess kind of like, so I have like a digital audio workstation. Back in the US, I'd play like bass, banjo, piano, kind of more like live music. But over in the UAE, I have just kind of like a little computer set up too, so kind of more like producing stuff, sort of DJing and stuff. So it's more kind of like electronic synth, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm kind of exploring that genre. My music name is Skytoplankton. I've sometimes popped in the chat before for this stream, and so I don't really have anything. Oh, you use Fruit Loops. Okay, I use mostly Reason, but I've seen good things about Fruit Loops as well, so that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I figured if you produce, you know what a DAW is. I guess I was just saying that for others in the chat that maybe don't, so yeah, I wasn't trying to be condescending at all. Sky, like SKYTO. It's like phytoplankton, but with sky. It's a whole backstory thing I would share later. Basically, I was dating someone who was like a marine biologist, and she studied phytoplankton. And then me, her, and a friend were talking about what if phytoplankton were in space. And she's like, oh, well, there's, and then so then we'd had some drinks. We're like, oh, like skytoplankton. And she was like, that's not what it's called. I'm like, well, it is now. And then even though I'm not together with her, that name stuck out. Because I think space plankton sounds like a fun thing to talk about and make music about. So it's sort of like space stuff. Ask brother to plug your stuff in the chat. Yeah, so once I actually, because I have some stuff done, I'm very much in the beginning stages right now. So I think once I go back, so I fly back tomorrow, I think Saturday, I'll probably actually try to start getting it started up. And then once I have like the basics, because if he gives me a shout out or plugs me and I have nothing, then it seems like a waste. But yeah, and I think in the next few weeks I'll probably do that. So in the UAE, I'm a teacher in Abu Dhabi. Dubai is just about an hour away. And, so I've been in UAE for about 4 years now. I did 1 year in Dubai and then 3 years in Abu Dhabi. It's sort of, so I'm teaching at an American curriculum school, but it's all local students, so it is a lot of ESL in that, but Arabic is their first language. But then I end up teaching like English, science, math, all that stuff for 5th grade students. Yeah, I'm trying. I would like to learn more Arabic, but it seems like over there, so many people just speak English. So I know, a few phrases here and there, but it's hard. I think it's much harder to learn Arabic there than it would be to learn Japanese here. But still a good experience living over there. Sensei's back.
What's up, everybody? Ask your brother to plug your stuff in the chat so we can have a listen.
Yeah, so whenever I get back, I'll start, because all my stuff is scattered right now. I don't have it really consolidated, so...
Yeah, Blaze, no problem.
At some point, yeah. At some point in the future, it'll
What's
come.
your middle name? You didn't tell your middle name, did you?
I didn't know. It's like, I'm not like...
I mean, Lydia's fine, but yeah, it's...
It's like, and that's one of the things, like, as an individual, I mean, you spoke highly of her, so, like, I wouldn't mind telling one person, but yeah, I don't want to just blast it out.
If you stream, would it be on your Skydo?
Yeah. Yeah, I have basically nothing so far. I think David follows me, our brother, and then I do need to if there's any artists in the chat, I do want to have an actual profile, because my current profile picture is like AI generated. AI art's whatever, but because I feel like between the Twitch community, Discord, like, there are actual talented artists out there, so I would rather, because my profile, it's like, basically the idea is that someone's like, plankton in space or whatever, so my AI generated, so basically an astronaut with like scuba flippers. I really like that image of like an astronaut in space but with scuba flippers. So I had AI do it, and it was fine, but if there's an actual artist who could knock something up, that I could like PayPal or Venmo or whatever, because like I don't think art should be free.
Yeah, that's how I always pay people. Like some people, like the lady who drew my stuff, Titty Wizard. I tried to pay her, but she's like, nope, I like you in the community, so here's all this free stuff. But now it's like I need stuff like that, but she's busy. So now I'm like, and I'm also probably trying to get away from the actual Martian aesthetic. That should be him. Yeah. That should be him. Skytoplankton.
Let's see, I think I have.
I think I
my
just
phone, yeah.
we just had.
Let me see here.
Like sky to plankton?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, G Wick? That's a solid Moe. M-O-E. Are you talking about mustache? Nah, see, if you have to have a mullet, then you've already lost. Mustache is mustache. The mustache should speak for itself. I do respect the mullet. Mullets are pretty sick, but if you have to have it to complement your stash, then... And same thing, if you have to have a mustache to complement your mullet. Mo and mullet is the dirtiest combination. They go hand in hand. Yeah, but if you're just on a mustache, I don't know. Tom Selleck didn't need a mustache, or Tom Selleck or Sam, whatever that guy's name is, Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp. They didn't need any mullets. Speaking of Doc Holliday, rip Val Kilmer. Sam Elliott, there we go, thank you.
Sam Elliott, yeah.
We can get out of here, I think. Start heading home. Val Kilmer doesn't need shit. You're right. Actually, I pretty much only liked him in... I only liked him in Tombstone. I don't know another film that I really liked Val Kilmer in. I mean, he was in Batman Forever, but like, I don't know who did that? Joel Schumacher?
Yeah, let's see. Batman. Yeah, I mean,
Like, he was in a bunch of
the
films,
movie
but
itself,
like,
Top Gun was iconic, but I mean, his character, like, I mean, he did kind of play that role. You know, I feel like he's kind of been.
he's been in tons of stuff.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, what else has he been in that's like. I'm sure he's been in other things that I really liked.
You're 1,000% for saying that immediately after he died. I'm sorry. Take care, Blazy. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let him know too. He was Batman 2. Yeah, no, he was Batman and Batman Forever. It was.
Heat. He wasn't. I do love Heat.
Oh, and Heat?
Yeah.
So no, in Batman Forever, it was
Yeah,
Val
Heat for
Kilmer, Nicole Kidman, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey. I think that was it. Sincerely credit, thank you. I feel like people don't care about these celebs after they die. Yeah, my dog was in Heat one that we gotta put. Okay. Yeah, no, there's not too many. Well, that's another thing. Like Val Kilmer, when I saw a picture of him a couple years ago, I was like, oh my lord, dude, he like.
Well, I mean, that's why in the Top Gun sequel, like they kind of like played into like that he wasn't doing well. Like,
Yeah.
They at least like established it, Instead, which I kind of prefer they did that over like using CGI. AI
Yeah.
So.
Some people get just too much, like plastic surgery, fine, whatever. I'm not gonna poo-poo on you for getting plastic, but like some people, it's like Madonna. Last I checked, Madonna was looking unrecognizable.
There's like some Instagram account. It's like a plastic surgeon doctor, and basically it's like someone was like 40. It's like, is this gonna make me look like I'm 20? Like, well, no, it's gonna make me look like other 40-year-old to a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
Yeah.
like there will be the difference between 40-year-old with or without, but it's not gonna make you can't undo biology. Like,
More for the books because I want to see you succeed. Thank you, Blazy. I appreciate that. We got a lot of stuff in the chamber this year. It's a lot. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff planned. If I can pull it off, no TTS here, Some. I don't remember what I have it set at. I don't get I don't know I heard somewhere that plastic surgery makes everyone look like they're in their 40s. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Blazy, I think if you want my honest answer, I never really got a bunch of donations, so I don't really have a lot of that dialed in. TTS PP poo poo boo. No, because originally when I first started streaming, I didn't. Okay. Se hace. Hacemos. Slight rain. I think I'm gonna start taking off this windscreen. The windscreen causes the camera to heat up a little bit more than I like. All right. Let's make sure we're doing good. Thank you, Blazy. Have a good one. Have one video to check, another one to finish. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I accidentally unplugged something. It is a Saizeriya. Now we're waiting for older brother to get out of the restroom. I think we're good. I don't think we need to get an umbrella. It's just light enough. I think we're fine. Thank you everyone for hanging out. The shot is so Tokyo. I love, actually, I wish I could get up over there. There's some stairs over there. I don't know if you can see them. There's some stairs over there and you get a really good angle, but it's blocked off. You get a really good angle of the trains coming, and you can also see Shibuya, which is that way. Now, I've been thinking of how to do projects. Like, I have so many different ideas that I want to do, and it's kind of like, okay, how do we just get started on it? And part of it is, you know, like with Dave as well, I let perfect be the enemy of good. And I think that another thing, as a new tuber, as someone new to making videos for YouTube, my, how do I say this? The first several videos are gonna suck ass, and that's okay. And I know that. I know that you can't, like, you gotta be bad before you get good. Unless you're just some genius or something. But I'm like, oh, I don't wanna suck. I wanna, you know. Yeah, like that over there, yeah. Cool. Thank you very much, JP. We're about to end, actually. I think we might actually end right now. We can snooze ads. I think we're gonna end. Let me look for someone to raid. Because then I can pack everything up and then I don't have to worry about stream stuff getting wet. Timo is live with Crazy Japanese. On Timo's channel or on her channel? We'll raid into Timo. JP says have a safe trip home.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
See ya. Thanks, Daily Venus. It was cool hanging out. It was. I hope to get into a better routine in the next coming weeks. Consistently starting in the morning and cranking out some steps. So, love everybody. Go tell Timo-san I said hello, and we'll see you tomorrow